Hey, what's up guys? It's Brennan here with Balisong Flipping, and today I'm going to be teaching you how I apply Teflon tape in order to thread lock my Balisongs. So I'm just gonna walk you through how I do it, and this is pretty much what you'll need to set it up. So you gotta get your screwdriver and your Torx and Teflon tape, some oil and scissors, and let's get started. So I'm going to be taking this video step by step because I have shaky hands and I'm only filming with one hand. But anyway, unscrew one screw at a time and just work on one at a time. So I just took one of the pivots out, and now I'm going to be applying some Teflon tape on it. So now you just take your scissors and cut about an inch or two of Teflon tape. It really doesn't take that much. There are some videos out there of people putting on 3 to 4 to 5 inches of Teflon tape, and it's just ridiculous. But this is all you really need for one screw. And as you would figure, you basically just wrap it around the screw. It doesn't need to be perfect. You could take your time on it, and there's many different ways to do it. My way is not going to be the best, so didn't really focus on showing exactly how, but just wrap it around the screw so that it doesn't go over the actual top part of the screw and it just goes over the threads. This part is kind of important because once you're applying the screw back inside, you're going to really need to press. So you really need to drive this thing in here, depending on how much you put in, but kind of want to press really hard while twisting, like really hard while twisting each time. To ensure that it goes in. And also you can hold and squeeze both of the handles together while the balisong is closed in order to get a good grip on the pivot. Now once you've screwed it in, sometimes what will happen is some excess comes up on top of the head of the screw, which is easy. It basically can just rub or scrape away. And also once you're done tightening down your balisong, it might not be able to open. So now you need to tune it just by loosening the screw until you have free swing like this on the same pivot side. Alright, so I've done just about that. I still need to tune it a little bit more, but I'm going to start on my other pivot and do the same thing that I just did. I also just want to add that I can't emphasize enough that when you're screwing this in, it really is going to take some force. So squeeze these handles down and turn really fast and hard when you're tightening these pivots. Alright, now I've done both of the pivots, and I'm going to work on these Zen pins now. And for any other balisongs that you have that might have scales or other screws, you can do the same thing to it and it works just fine. I'm working on the next Zen pin now, and I just want to mention that whenever you're tightening in the Zen pin, it's better to hold the balisong open and squeeze when you're tightening down the Zen pin. And I also just want to mention that Teflon tape is just so amazing, and it's much easier to apply than Loctite, and you can flip the balisong right away. Just one more thing that I wanted to mention, it's not an art show, so when you're applying this Teflon tape, it does not have to be perfect in any way, nor does it have to be really even. If it starts thinning out into like a noodle strand, just keep wrapping it around and it'll work. During the tightening process, it's best to make sure that the back of the pivot that you're tightening is pressed all the way in before you start squeezing these handles, just to ensure that it's tightening down all the way on both sides. During the tuning process, the same thing goes for the Zen pins that it does the pivots, that if it's too tight, it might get stuck. So just loosen it until it has free swing, like this side. Alright, well, I'm done with applying the Teflon tape into all of the pivots and Zen pins. And I tuned it, but there is still a little bit of tap, and it's most likely because this is the crack and clone with undersized or oversized bushings. But now you can basically flip this and beat it without it getting like loose, or you have to worry about these screws falling out. And the last part is just applying your oil, which I have here, and then you just work it in and get to flipping, and that's pretty much how to put on Teflon tape and thread lock your pivots and stuff. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Yeet!